Hello, my friend, and welcome back to Daily English Insights. I'm Robert, and today we're starting with something simple, but powerful. Let me ask you, how was your weekend? Now maybe you just smiled and thought, how do I say that in English? Don't worry, you're in the right place. Today, we'll talk about how to speak naturally about your weekend, with real phrases you can use every Monday, at school, at work, or just with friends online. And we'll do it together, through shadowing and storytelling. Imagine two English learners. One is quiet. She studies hard, reads grammar books, and understands every word when she listens. But when someone asks, "Hey, what did you do this weekend?" she freezes. Her mind goes blank. She thinks, um, I, uh, nothing special. The other learner? He smiles. He speaks slowly, clearly, confidently. He says, "Oh, I had a relaxing weekend. I spent time with my family." His words are simple, but natural. People listen, they smile, they reply. He feels connected. Which one do you want to be? The silent learner or the confident speaker? Let's change that today. Let's make your English come alive. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine it's Sunday evening. You've had a long, peaceful weekend. You're sitting with a cup of tea or coffee, thinking about what you did. Maybe you stayed home and watched a movie. Maybe you went out with your friends. Maybe you visited your family or just relaxed by yourself. Now let's turn those thoughts into real English phrases. Repeat after me. Slowly, clearly. This is your shadowing moment. Say it with me. I had a relaxing weekend. Good. Again. I had a relaxing weekend. Feel that rhythm? Smooth, natural, easy. Now another one. I spent time with my family. How? Say it again. I spent time with my family. Beautiful. You don't need complex grammar. You need confidence. Let's add a small story. Last week, my student Emma told me, "Robert, I never know what to say when people ask about my weekend." So I asked her, "Well, what did you do?" She said, "Oh, I didn't do much. I just stayed at home." I smiled. "Perfect," I said. "That's a great sentence already. Let's say it together now. I didn't do much. I just stayed at home." Heil, once more. I didn't do much. I just stayed at home. Simple, right? But when you say it with confidence, it sounds natural and fluent. Emma practiced these short lines every morning, just 5 minutes of shadowing. And one day, when her colleague asked, "How was your weekend?" she didn't pause. She smiled and said, "It was good. I went out with friends." The other person replied, "Oh, nice. Where did you go?" And that's how a real conversation started. Emma told me, "Robert, that small sentence changed everything. I finally felt like I was part of the conversation." That's the magic of small phrases. When you use them naturally, you build real connections. Let's try the last one from our warm-up phrase bank. Repeat after me. I went out with friends. Again, I went out with friends. Good job. Now let's review the four phrases together. Speak with me. I had a relaxing weekend. I spent time with my family. I didn't do much, just stayed at home. I went out with friends. These are your building blocks, your foundation. They sound simple, but they make you sound human, not robotic. Let's hear the difference. Here's a robotic version. My weekend was good. I stayed home. I watched movie. It was fine. And here's the natural version. I had a relaxing weekend. I didn't do much, just stayed at home and watched a movie. Hear it? One feels flat, the other feels alive. That's what we're going for. Real emotional English. So from now on, don't just study English. Speak it. Every weekend, tell your story in English, even if it's short. Even if you just whisper it to yourself while washing dishes or walking outside. Because every time you say a phrase out loud, your brain learns it deeper. You stop thinking in translation. You start thinking in English. And little by little you become that confident speaker. Just like Emma. So how was your weekend? Say it out loud right now. Maybe, I had a relaxing weekend. Or, I went out with friends. Whatever it was, make it real, make it yours. In the next part, we'll go deeper. You'll learn how to talk about your free time in more natural ways, with emotional expressions, fun weekend details, and phrases native speakers really use. Get ready. This is where your English starts to sound alive. Welcome back. Today, we're going deeper. From short weekend phrases to real-life conversations. In this episode, we'll practice how to speak naturally about your free time, just like native speakers do. We'll go through 3 short scenes together. Each one has real phrases, clear pronunciation tips, and repeat after me moments, so you can shadow and build your fluency step by step. So, take a deep breath. Relax. Let's start your speaking journey. One scene at a time. Mini Scene 1. Casual conversation. What did you do last weekend? Picture this. It's Monday morning. You meet a friend or coworker. They smile and ask, "Hey, what did you do last weekend?" Now in your mind you might panic a little. Oh no, what do I say? But today, you'll have the perfect answer. Let's listen to a short, natural dialogue. A. Hey, what did you do last weekend? B. Not much, just chilled at home. I caught up on some sleep and watched a movie on Netflix. A. Nice. What did you watch? B. I watched a comedy. It was really funny, see? Simple, friendly, natural. Now let's break it down. First phrase. Not much, just chilled at home. This means you didn't do anything special. You relaxed. Chilled means relaxed, or took it easy. Let's shadow it together. Say it slowly with me. Not much, just chilled at home. Again, a bit faster. Not much, just chilled at home. Now try it naturally with a friendly tone. Not much, just chilled at home. Good. Next phrase. I caught up on some sleep. This means you were tired during the week and you finally got some rest. Listen to the rhythm. I caught up on some sleep. Say it slowly. I caught up on some sleep. Now repeat it naturally. I caught up on some sleep. Great job. And finally, I watched a movie on Netflix. Easy, right? But focus on the rhythm. Not I watched a movie on Netflix. Too robotic. Instead, link the sounds. I watched a movie on Netflix. Try it with me. I watched a movie on Netflix. Again, smooth and natural. I watched a movie on Netflix. Perfect. Let's combine them all together. This time, imagine you're answering your friend. Say it like you mean it. Not much, just chilled at home. I caught up on some sleep and watched a movie on Netflix. Beautiful. You sound real, confident, and relaxed. Mini scene 2. Outdoor activities. I went hiking, shopping, to a cafe. Now let's imagine a different kind of weekend. The weather is nice. You go outside, meet friends, and enjoy your free time. Here's a little story. On Saturday morning, I went hiking with my friends. The weather was perfect. Sunny but not too hot. Then we stopped at a small cafe near the mountain. We had some coffee and laughed for hours. After that, we walked around the park and took a lot of photos. Finally, we went home tired but happy. Doesn't that sound nice? Now let's learn from it. Look at the natural connectors. Then, after that, finally. These words make your story flow smoothly. Without them, your English can sound robotic. Let's shadow the key sentences together. Say after me. I went hiking with my friends. Again, I went hiking with my friends. Now link the words naturally. I went hiking with my friends. Try it again. I went hiking with my friends. Perfect. Next phrase. Then we stopped at a small cafe. Say it with rhythm. Then we stopped at a small cafe. Now another one. After that, we walked around the park. Say it again. After that, we walked around the park. And finally, we went home tired but happy. Let's repeat that twice, with emotion. Finally, we went home tired but happy. Finally, we went home tired but happy. Great. Now let's tell the whole mini story together. Slowly first, then naturally. Slow version. On Saturday, I went hiking with my friends. Then we stopped at a small cafe. After that, we walked around the park. Finally, we went home tired but happy. Natural version. On Saturday, I went hiking with my friends. Then we stopped at a small cafe. After that, we walked around the park. Finally, we went home tired but happy. See how natural it feels. That rhythm is what makes you sound fluent. Now imagine your own weekend. Maybe you didn't hike. Maybe you went shopping or visited your favorite coffee shop. Picture that moment, your bag, your coffee, your smile, and say, I went shopping on Saturday. I met my friends at a cafe. We had a great time. This isn't just practice. It's your story. When you speak about your real life, English becomes personal and emotional. And that's when learning becomes powerful. Mini Scene 3. Free time feelings and small talk now. Let's focus on the emotions behind your weekend. Because native speakers don't just say what they did, they say how it felt. Listen to this short dialogue. A. How was your weekend? B. It was amazing. I really needed that break. It helped me relax. Let's repeat those lines together. First, it was amazing. Say it again, with energy. It was amazing. Good. Now softer, like you're smiling to a friend. It was amazing. Next phrase, I needed that break. Say it slowly. I needed that break. Now with feeling, like you truly mean it. I needed that break. Finally, it helped me relax. Say it with calm energy. It helped me relax. One more time. Naturally, it helped me relax. Perfect. Now, let's combine the whole mini scene. It was amazing. I needed that break. It helped me relax. Can you feel how emotional it sounds? That's real English. Not just words, but feeling. Phrase bank number 2. Everyday free time phrases. Let's group some new phrases by emotion. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Relaxing weekends. I took it easy. I stayed in and rested. I listened to some music. I just needed some quiet time. Fun weekends. I went out with friends. We tried a new restaurant. We had so much fun. It was a great night. Productive weekends. I cleaned my room. I finished a project. I got a lot done. It felt good to be productive. Lazy weekends. I slept in late. I didn't do anything special. I just stayed in bed and relaxed. It was nice to do nothing. Let's say one from each category together. Ready? I took it easy. We had so much fun. I finished a project. I just stayed in bed and relaxed. Beautiful. You're building a real phrase library, words you can use anytime. Now let's do a rhythm and pronunciation mini exercise. Listen and repeat with emotion. Say it softly, then stronger. I needed that break. Now again, with a smile. I needed that break. Next, it helped me relax. And one more time, smoothly. It helped me relax. You're not just practicing English sounds. You're practicing confidence, emotion, and rhythm. So what kind of weekend person are you? Relaxing, fun, productive, or lazy? No matter which one, you can now describe it in English, clearly and naturally. Every time someone asks, "How was your weekend?" and you'll have a real answer. Not just fine, but something like, "It was amazing. I went hiking and had coffee with my friends." Or, "Not much, just chilled at home and watched a movie on Netflix." That's how real conversation starts. And remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's connection. When you speak with feeling, people don't hear your accent. They hear you. Take one phrase from today and use it this week. Tell someone, even yourself, about your weekend. In English, your words have power. And with practice, you'll sound more confident every single time. In the next section, we'll take this even further. You'll learn how to build confidence in real conversations and keep your English growing every weekend. Welcome back to today's episode. You've already learned how to talk about your weekend, how to share your free time stories, and how to sound natural when you speak. Now let's talk about something even more powerful: confidence. Because confidence doesn't come from knowing more words. It comes from using them. Let me tell you a short story. A few months ago, one of my listeners, Lucas, sent me a message. He said, "Robert, I used to be so nervous speaking English. I understood everything, but when it was time to talk, my voice just disappeared." He stayed silent for years, afraid of making mistakes. But one day he started a small habit. Every weekend, after listening to this podcast, he recorded himself saying just one sentence. Something simple like, "I had a relaxing weekend," or I went out with friends. At first his voice shook. He didn't like how he sounded, but he kept going. Every weekend, one short recording. After a few months, he told me, "Now I can speak without fear. My friends even ask me how I sound so natural." That's the power of small practice. One phrase, one weekend, one step at a time. Let's do a quick review game to keep your memory fresh. I'll say two phrases. You repeat the one that sounds more natural. Ready? Number 1, A. I relaxed at my home. B. I chilled at home. Which one? Yes. B. I chilled at home. Number 2. A. I saw a film in Netflix. B. I watched a movie on Netflix. The right one is B. I watched a movie on Netflix. Number 3. A. I needed that break. B. I need that break before. Of course. A. I needed that break. Nice work. You're getting sharper and more natural every time you practice. Now let's bring everything together in a mini shadowing challenge. You can even record yourself while doing this. Repeat after me, clearly, confidently, with feeling. This weekend I went to the park. It was amazing. I needed that break. It helped me relax. I'm improving every day. I can speak naturally. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. Say those again, this time like you believe them. I'm improving every day. I can speak naturally. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. Beautiful. These are your self-encouragement phrases. Your inner English coach. Whenever you feel shy or unsure, say them to yourself, because speaking English isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave. Now let's imagine your next weekend. It's Saturday morning. You've got your favorite drink, maybe your headphones on. You open your notes and you think, okay, let's speak English today. You press record and say, this weekend I went to, maybe you'll say the beach or a cafe or nowhere, I just stayed home. It doesn't matter. What matters is you spoke. Every word you speak out loud builds a little more courage. Every sentence you repeat makes your English flow a little smoother. And every time you speak, even just to yourself, you're training your confidence muscle. Let's review your favorite weekend phrases one last time. Repeat after me. Smooth, calm, natural. I had a relaxing weekend. I caught up on some sleep. I went hiking with my friends. It was amazing. It helped me relax. Now say your encouragement lines one more time. Proudly. I'm improving every day. I can speak naturally. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. That's your mantra. Keep it close. Say it whenever you need motivation. And before we finish today, I want to leave you with one last thought. Fluency isn't magic. It's built slowly, softly, weekend by weekend. When you speak, even just for a minute, you're proving to yourself that you can do this. So this weekend, your challenge is simple. Use one new phrase you learned today. Say it to a friend, a classmate, or record it for yourself. Make English part of your real life, because every time you speak, you're not just learning, you're becoming the confident English speaker you've always wanted to be. Thank you for joining me today on Daily English Insights. You did amazing! Keep your energy high, your voice strong, and your heart open to learning. And next time, we'll explore a brand new topic. Learn English with podcasts, food and cafe phrases. Until then, keep speaking, keep smiling, and remember, you're building real-life English one weekend at a time.